Today I want to show you guys what a forestry mulcher is, how it works, and what we do to forestry mulch property. Here we have my skid steer with a forestry mulcher attachment. This is a forestry mulcher up front here. This is a high flow unit. It has a bunch of these knives on it. These are called knives. They are pretty sharp here, and this drum rotates at a very high rate of speed. And the goal of this is to go through underbrush like this. We have a bunch of weeds here, some saplings, some thorns, just a lot of just undesirable stuff on your property that makes it incredibly hard to walk through. Like, I can't walk through that without getting a bunch of thorns. So what we do is we come in here with this forestry mulcher. When this thing spins, it should grab the plants, pull them down, suck them through the drum, and spit them out as mulch, and basically chew it up. This attachment runs almost directly on the ground. You can see where the skid pads are here in relationship to the knives. So we run it right at the ground, if not even a little bit into the ground, just to make sure we get everything cut down, right down to ground level. We'll go through this entire place here and basically thin things out. You can see things like this tree over here have a ribbon on them. That means we're going to save that. Basically walk this entire woods, get the things that are desirable to keep, and we mark them with a ribbon, and then we go through and cut everything else. So you can see a lot of smaller saplings out in here and around. They're just not desirable to keep. This apple tree here, we'll keep that. And we'll just go through here, selectively thin this, and get back to where it used to be, to where the property owners can enjoy it and just use their property again. Here's kind of a view from inside. The homeowners actually just kind of made little trails through here. She's been trying to keep up with the lawnmower, but these big saplings are getting almost too big. These are mulchable. I try to say anything about 5 inches and down can be mulched. That one's probably on the edge. That kind of gives you an idea of what can be mulched and what cannot be mulched. This is autumn olive. This will basically take over everything. As you can see, it's taking over this area where we had a couple trees growing. It's going to drown them out, and this will just flourish and take over absolutely everything. But as you can see, there's paths, but they're extremely grown in and just very hard to maintain. And this stuff is just getting bigger, spreading more, and this is a perfect time to catch it before it gets too big. This is actually an area we had mulched previously. So you can see a saved tree. Got all around the tree, cleaned this all up, pushed this all back. When it grows back, it's just kind of a nice little field here of weeds and grass that's easily maintained. Right now we're looking for some pine trees to save, and then we'll get started. This is actually sumac here, I believe is what they call it. This stuff will take over about everything and just become a mess. It's very hard to deal with. You can see the plant itself is out here, but the root is way back in there, which means you have to mulch a lot more in order to get the entire plant. Alright, we're ready to start on a forestry mulching job right now. So we've already walked the property line, looked at all the trees, identified the areas of concern, and now we're going to start basically going back and forth. These are going to be long runs where we can get a good amount of mulching done every turn, which really helps us speed-wise and time-wise. Now, there are many different ways you can mulch a property as far as finish goes. This is going to go under the knock down and leave category. This homeowner doesn't have a way to maintain this totally on her own, so it doesn't really matter what size of material is left here. It's not like we're going to be coming out here and brush hogging it, or it's not like she's going to be coming out here and brush hog it. You know, we're not trying to use this for pasture or field. It's mainly just to keep it maintained and stop this stuff from just taking over any more than it already has. So I won't be getting everything like perfectly small and, you know, amazing finish like a golf course or nothing like that. We're basically gonna knock this stuff down and keep moving. Now, if your property you have, if you want a better finish or desire a better finish, we can do that. It's just something that we talk about during the quoting process as far as what kind of finish we want and what that kind of takes to, as far as time to do that. So everyone has a different way of doing it. But this is going to be knock down and leave, which works for this. Okay, so we're going to basically just kind of run up and down here, get as much as we can. These trees up here are probably a little bigger than we can mulch. She doesn't mind a few trees being left for shade and just to kind of give the area some character. So we'll leave these, and if she chooses to come back at a later time and cut them, she can. But for now, we're gonna go around them. This is area that's already been mulched. You can see it grows up into a beautiful, nice little area here of some wildflowers and other stuff. We're on this head right on the ground, but I think a lot of people think that mulching just destroys the ground, there's nothing left, and it just, you know, turns into barren land, which it doesn't. This stuff will regrow to some extent. There was a lot of brush here. The brush hasn't regrown, just the weeds and flowers have. The deer love this stuff. They've been in here every night, she said, basically eating this stuff and just enjoying it. There's deer beds all over out here, so you know they're out here using it. There's several bunnies, all kinds of stuff. So, you know, this basically gets it down to where animals can enjoy it, homeowners can enjoy it. This big nasty thistle, no one needs that on their property. So, just getting rid of the stuff that no one wants, keeping the stuff they do want. And that's the whole point of doing this. As hard as it is on the machine, I make sure to get right up into the trees. Make sure I'm not leaving a whole lot of stuff behind. It's definitely not easy on the machine, but I want my jobs to look good, and I treat this property like it's my own, and if this is my own, that's what I would want. Turning is a slower thing. It also kind of chews the ground up, so the less we turn, the better off we're going to be and the more work we're going to get done. As you can see, this forestry mulcher just pulls everything right in. It pulls it in, sucks it up, and spits it back out. This forestry mulcher is a lot better than some of the other ones. It does a good job at not throwing things quite as far. And we'll slow down for these little things here. Make sure we get these pulled in and processed. Basically, we just kind of keep going down through here. There are certain forestry mulchers that do a better job of processing things. This one has knives, which will chew up the material much finer than something like a carbide machine would do, or a disc mulcher per se would do. You see there's a little bit of a high spot there in the ground from a woodchuck or something. You do cut right next to the ground, so we're going to find those little things. Some things to note here that's bad is obviously trash is bad, metal, stones, rocks, just really anything that doesn't belong in the woods is obviously bad, and that we need to mark that kind of stuff beforehand. So if this is something you're looking to have done, I ask that most homeowners, you know, go through, if you know there's an old wood pile out back, or an old, you know, metal pile or a trash pile or something, go mark it, tell me where it is, we'll look at it, go around it, circle it, and basically make sure we don't go through that area. All that stuff is bad. Other things that can be bad too are things like ditches and big random holes that I can't see. As you can see, I'm driving pretty well blind in this. Probably going faster than I should, but it can be very dangerous for me. Water, mud, all that stuff. So anytime you can mark that stuff, find it, let me know of it beforehand, the much easier this is going to go, and be a lot less stress for me, because this is much fun and satisfying as this looks. It's a very stressful process for me and my machine, kind of going into the unknown, not knowing what exactly I'm getting into. So I'll kind of go over this area one more time, do a nice big turn, that way we're not leaving big tracks, and go back the other way. is the finished product. We are all done with this land clearing with the forestry mulcher. This is a decent sized lot here to clear. Skid steer and forestry mulcher there. Basically this was a knock it down and leave it kind of job, so the finish quality might not be as good as used to see on some other jobs, but that is the purpose of this one. So basically knocked it down, mulched it up just a little bit, and kind of left it, moved on, which can be decided by you when you decide to do your job, and we can kind of go over the options and what's best for you. That's what works best for this homeowner and their property. So now they can actually use the property, enjoy it for what they have it for, and they have a lot nicer place to look at now.